Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to What If Senku Was in My Hero Academia Part 5. Now quickly before I get into this, I'll let you know this is my second time recording it because I covered the Todoroki and Deku fight again without realizing I did it. And yeah, and I left off at the fight just before Bakugo. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into this part. Just saying that I'm putting off these guys because of how well Toge and Hisoka as well as Pokemon was doing. So, yeah, expect to see more of this in the future. However, it won't be coming out as frequently as the others. Alright, Johnny. So we left off at the match just before Senku fights. Well, he fights Bakugo, and then we start the match as the two competitors walk down. President Mike's introducing them. On the left, we have the fiery blonde boy who calls himself the King Explosion Murder, Katsuki Bakugo. And on the left, we have the the man who's able to control stone and life itself, Senku Ishigami. As the two competitors walk down, as they start exchanging words before the match begins, as Bakugo just says, "Prepare to go down, nerd. I prepare to take you down in one fell swoop." As, Senku's saying, I plan to... you just took the words right out of my mouth. Seems that great minds think alike, except, I don't know how you stole my idea. I'm clearly much smarter than you. As Bakugo just said, "Wanna say that to my face again, you little shit?" And he's like, "I am much smarter than you, Bakugo. What, do you need to get your ears checked too? Clearly, you don't underestimate the power of science, and that's what's going to be your downfall in this match. Yeah, play around with your volcanoes and shit in your free time, I don't care. However, I'm gonna beat your ass and prove to the world that I am the number one. I am the best." As, Senku just replies with, "You're gonna be a stepping stone in my journey, so I wouldn't count on it." As, as the match begins, midnight, cools down. Alright, competitors are ready? 3, 2, 1, begin! As Bakugo starts throwing explosions towards Senku, and he was quite already not put off balance by the explosions, as he can predict where they would form and how long it would take him. So he had optimal time to dodge and parry him. As then he got a bit of distance from Bakugo. Says, "Oh, are you running away?" And says, "No, I'm not running. I'm just trying to keep myself away from you. From all that sweat you smell." It's like, "The fuck did you just say?" It's like, "I said you smell from all that sweat. Here, let me alleviate some of it." As he brings out his whips and cracks it against Bakugo's arm, causing it to explode. So what the hell? See, the thing about you is, you don't realize it, but your skin has automatically have something built into it that sparks the explosion. Alright, well, when I fought you, I kind of analyzed what that was, put it into my whip. It's quite strong, quite burn resistant, and it also sparks your explosions from your skin, as you can tell. It's like, "You're just bullshitting. You just caught me off guard, that's all." It's like, "Believe what you want, but I'm the one with the last laugh." As he cracks the whip again against Bakugo's face, as it just explodes, sending him flying back. As he gets back up, holding the left side of his face. What the... Ugh. Well, then I must take you seriously, damn nerd. Please do, Bakugo. I haven't been taking you seriously this entire time. Maybe one of us might actually get serious in this match. That just set a nerve off in Bakugo. As he says, "Oh, you want serious? I'll give you serious!" as he flies up in the air with his explosions, then starts, barreling down at high speeds, using explosions to rotate his body at such a high rate. As he starts twisting and turning and forming explosions back. Try and counter this one, nerd! As he just says to himself, Newton's third law. Whatever goes around comes around in short terms. As he, shrinks his whip down and slaps the cone that was formed. He slaps where the center of the explosion is, and right then and there, a huge, it's almost like it was reflected back at him. See, if I can put enough force back towards you that's the same as the explosion, it kinda sends it back on itself. Bakugo just is flying in the air and lands outside the arena. And people were just stunned. That boy countered the incredible explosion with a whip? What the hell is he? As he just saying, the power of science conquers all. That wasn't a mere trick or quirk. That was science in action. Then he's about to exit the arena as Bakugo gets back up and is quite infuriated that he lost. He's like, no, I won't accept this. I lost to a damn nerd. As he starts trying to rush at Senku as, Midnight tears one of her sleeves, and then Bakugo just passes out as she declares, Senku Ishigami is the winner! As he walks up out of the stand, up into the stand, as he now knows that the finals match is going to be coming up in about half an hour. As he just sits down and tries to analyze, what he did in the last fight, replaying it through all of his head before Taiji comes and snaps him out of it by saying, Congratulations, buddy. You won. It was only natural. After all, it seems that he wasn't taking me seriously, so I had to show him what it means to be, one of the kings of science, showing him why humanity was powerful before we had the age of quirks. It's quite simple, Big Elf. I don't exactly know what your whole spiel was about, but yeah, you sure showed him. As then as it comes around to his final match, Bakugo had just come to, as he gets up screaming. He's like, "Where am I?" As Kirishima says, "Not so loud, Bakugo. You lost." "How could I lose?" "Well, you're a bit too cocky." "What'd you just say?" "I'm saying the truth, Bakugo. You're a bit too cocky, and that's what led to you losing." Anyway, don't even try lunging at Senku. He's already down there. It's that damn nerd. Yeah, whatever. You don't know how to take a loss, do you? It's almost like the word doesn't even mean anything. Damn well shouldn't. Yes, way too. Even after just waking up, you're a bit too energetic. So let me cut down to where Todoroki and Senku was. As President Mike says, we have our final contestants, the ice-cold Todoroki and the calm and calculated Senku. As people were just cheering both their names, the crowds were roaring as people were shocked by the massive underdog that was Senku and his genius, genius in combat and, out of combat. And people were, kind of worshipping him as he effectively didn't have a quirk at all, yet he made it up with his intelligence. And then there was people cheering on, the son of Endeavor, showing such great promise with his ice and fire quirk. People didn't know who was going to win. A lot of them bet on, a lot of them bet on Todoroki as he had a powerful quirk. Yeah, a lot of them were betting on Senku as he took down Bakugo who had a powerful quirk. See, it was a bit of a split. Nobody could tell who was going to win. And then the match commences, as it seems that Todoroki, after fighting Deku, just didn't want to use his fire again, and was only launching ice waves. As Senku just says, "Well, if you're not going to fight me with fire, then that's your loss. You decided to not live up to your potential." As Senku brings out the whip and starts cracking it, sending shockwaves to the air that was shattering ice, smacking the ice as well, causing it to shatter all the way to where, Todoroki was standing. As he started closing the distance, he manages to, he makes the rope a lot thinner and snares it around Todoroki's ankle as he pulls him forward, using the ice that was caught under his feet to kind of drag him a lot easier. And then he started using the ice as kind of like a medium to transport him, as he would launch him up a ramp made of his own ice, sending him flying. As Todoroki, tried to use his quirk, but he was not on land. He couldn't. As the second he hit the out of bounds, his ice started propelling him forward again. As Midnight says, "Alright then, Senku is the winner." As people were going a bit wild as they show the replay camera that saw Todoroki's foot hitting the outside of the ring before he launched himself back in. So, through direct visual feed, we can see that Todoroki's foot landed outside the arena. So the winner is Senku Ishigami, and the winner of the sports festival. As they start coming down to as they start coming over to where the podiums are, Bakugo was still quite furious that he got in third place. Todoroki was content with second, as then, Senku was holding the medal with pride, as he was declaring, "The power of science has done it again." As, he could hear Taiji yelling out from the back, "Senku!" And it's like, "I'll let him have that one, I did win." As Taiji starts jumping down and running towards the win podium, giving him a big hug, as he gets NFL tackled down halfway across the arena. As people just started laughing, he's like, "Get off me, big elf! Come on! This is meant to be my thing, not yours!" Taiji gets back up and is like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Senko, I was just too excited." Yeah, tell that to the people you just embarrassed me in front of." He's like, "For that, you gotta treat me to ramen. God, you don't know how to act normal, can you?" Taiji just says, "Well, why not? You did win after all, so be my treat." As the two go out for victory ramen. Then we can't, we don't cut anywhere else. Then we go back over to where there was people watching the crowd, people watching this kid, as they were quite shocked, looking intrigued if this was the same one interfering with their plans. However, if he could get them on his side, they would be all the more powerful. However, this didn't look like a group of villains. This looked like organized crime. And then we cut to now a week later as Ozawa walks in and is like, "Alright then. After the results of the sports festival came out, A bunch of pro heroes are watching and attended the event, have put in votes for who they want to attend a work hero study. Well, an internship to be more exact. We usually give this out to second years, however, due to the recent events, we thought it'd be best to give it to the first years, as now it would make sense as they've been more developed a lot faster, and it would be in their best interest to learn as quickly as possible for their own protection. As then he says, well, before I tell you all about that, well, in these internships you'll be needing to go by your own branding name. As he said, however, I'm not the best one to talk to you about this, so I brought in someone who's more specialized in that area. And says, Midnight, if you wouldn't mind coming in. As Midnight introduced herself, hello, I am the R-rated hero Midnight. Pleased to meet you all, and I'm here to help you today pick out your hero names. As a good name to represent a hero is how people can hold them dear in their hearts. Pretty sure all of you, when you see your favorite hero on TV, started screaming out their name. And that will be you someday. So let's make a good impression. As the class was just thinking, Senku was just laughing. Isn't this very simple? It tells you your hero name could be Gorilla. Or Big Oaf, actually. Befitting. As as Tandu said, really? Should I put that down? No, Big Oaf. Think of your own name. As then, Aoyama decides to go first. Wait, did I put Aoyama in this? I'm gonna say somebody tries to go first, and they put a very terrible name out, and the class was just a bit, oh no. But then somebody comes up, and it was Sue. She said, my hero name's gonna be Frappy. It was the one it's the one me and my friends thought of when we were in middle school, and it sounded very nice. Because everybody's just finally a normal name. As then it comes down to where Senku's name, as he just reveals his whiteboard. People were just quite shocked at the name he'd given himself, but it also fit him very well. Too well, in fact. And he says, I'll be the scientific hero, Dr. Stone. People were just, well, people just nodding and almost accepting it instantly, right there and then. As Midnight was just saying, that's such a wonderful name, especially for your type of quirk. It's almost scary how much it fits. You know. And then, Taji comes up. The absolute strength hero, Muscle Man. As Midnight says, that's a bit plain. Well then what else should I think of? Senku, help me with this one. Alright then. What should I think of? I'm not the best at naming things, so how about the ultimate spear and shield hero, Borrowload. People just, it's like, that's an odd choice, but it definitely fits a lot better than what Taiji was originally going to call himself. As, we cut over to where Aizawa is now explaining how the hero internships are going to work. And then he says, alright, so during the UA Sports Festival, everybody got to see a taste of your abilities. And heroes have been putting in requests to have people train at their agencies. It's your job to go through these requests and choose which hero you'd like to study under. And these are the rankings. It seems that within the top 5 it is Senku, Taiju, Bakugo, Todoroki, and Tokiyami. There's the top 5 in placings. As everybody asks, who are you gonna go with, Senku? And it's like, well, there's one that came in mind that it seems that I got recommended to. I'm gonna go with Sir Night-Eye. Why Sir Night-Eye? Well, he's the most logical thinker. He likes to think ahead, plan, not go into anything, not waste a movement, not waste an action. He's my kind of guy. He's the most I can relate to. But I thought you would go with Power Loader. Well, I would go with Power Loader, however, it seems that he was quite busy at the moment, so I wasn't able to. As people just going, okay. What about you, Taiju? Well, I don't know what kind of hero I can go for. I know, especially heroes like Night-Eye wouldn't exactly fit my taste, and sadly I did not get a recommendation for him. But I'm going to take, Death Arms I'm going to take up his request, as he is a strength-based hero as well as a more tactical one as well. As then the rest of them go as in canon, except for except for the fact that Aoyama's not there, but nobody cares about Aoyama. Then we can't then it goes to Senku meeting Senku meeting Sir Night-Eye. Says, I'm glad you accepted my request, young Ishigami. Just call me Senku, it's fine. Alright, very well, Senku it is. Do you know why I called you here? Well, I would say you'd called me here because of my bright personality, but you wanted my sharp analytical mind. It seems you're able to see right through me. Well, unlike you, I can't see the future. I just know what's going to come based on predictions and outcomes. So that's why you wanted me to be there. I can think of any outcome. You can see the future, but I can predict what's going to happen. Yes, it seems that we both complement each other very well in that sense. I'm also going to let you know that you have a sort of senior working with you, not just Bubble Girl or I. There's also one other student from UA. He's actually one of the top students. You mean the one that's hiding right behind me in the floor? Mirio, come out of the floor now. And yes, you're correct. As Mirio says, oh man, I was gonna surprise him. Well, I knew you were there the entire time. I can see the reflection in the mirror over there. Dang it! I forgot that I can't exactly hear people, see people properly when I'm, phased in and out. Let me guess, your quirk is permeation. Yep. I'm guessing people don't realize that when you're permeated, sound can't hit your eardrums, light can't hit your receptors, and you can't feel anything. So you're completely dull to all five senses. How did you know? Well, there was only two logical ways that could have happened. Either you had the ability to see everything while going through walls, or you couldn't see the fact that you're obviously in the mirror. It was just deduction. And also people don't realize that if you can phase through objects, you can also phase through light and sound. Well, looks like you're certainly a lot smarter than they give you credit for. It's a logical thing, really. So, when do we start, Sir Night-Eye? Well, I'd like to start as soon as possible. However, I must check your abilities first. I see. Well, will you allow me to use my weapon? I'll try not to cause much of a mess. As Sir Night-Eye's like, do whatever you wish. Don't worry about the office, however. And please, just go all out. As he says, Mirio, would you mind stepping into the next room? Wouldn't want you to get involved with this, even if you can permeate through the whip. He says, "Alright, Sensei. Well, I'll take Bubble Girl and we'll go into the next room." He says, "Good. Alright, now, Senku, I shall put this seal on the desk. If you can get this, well, get the seal from me, I shall allow you to study here with me, and I shall train you to the best of my abilities. Put a lot of my time and effort. However, if you don't get the seal beforehand, you'll just be here being trained by Bubble Girl, and not just me. So, you have 5 minutes. Once those 5 minutes runs out, you don't, well, you only get the bare minimum of training." Says, "Alright then." It says, "Well, I know you're already using a quirk. You can see the future. You can see what I'm going to do. How I'm going to do it." As he grabs the whip and, well, grabs the whip out and flings it towards Night Eye. However, Night Eye just ducks around and grabs the seal off the desk. "See, you knew I was not really aiming for you. I was using you as a, well, using you as a distraction. You can tell what I'm going to do before I make it. However, there's one thing you forgot to account for. And what is that? You can only see my future. You can't see the future of everything else around you." As he flicks up some of the books and well, kind of, well, and seems to block Night Eye's vision by throwing some papers in the air, as they all start shrouding where, well, Night Eye is standing, as Izuku well, whips in the air, to be more exact, as they start surrounding, as the papers seem to block his eyesight of where the whip is. However, he can see where it's going to hit him. But there's one thing he didn't account for, is that the whip hit something else that wasn't connected to his future. It hit the desk right next to him, which caused something to fall on Night Eye's chest, as it pinned him to the ground. As then Senku, from a distance, grabs the seal from his hand, using the whip, and brings it to him. "Oh, this thing's heavy. 5 kilograms. Damn. I guess that means I win?" "Yes." As then Mary walks in. Is like, "Are you done in here? Oh boy, there's papers everywhere." "Sorry, the only place I could think of that didn't have any important paperwork was the printer. Sorry, I got the paper out of it before putting it onto your chest, as I didn't want to ruin any good quality paper." "Hmm, that's good. You seem to think about all aspects of where you are before you even enter it. Now that's the kind of attitude I'd like to see. You don't think tactically, well, you think logically and tactically. You don't think with emotions. That's what I like to see." And it says, "Come on, let me train you." As, well, since well, not Izuku, but Senku was not as strong, however stronger than he was in the actual show, Dr. Stone, he was able, Nadai trained him on how to use the seals. As he says, sometimes the element of surprise is all you need. And then Senku just starts laughing. "I could use this to my advantage." "How so?" Nara replies, "Well, with a bit of tweaking, I could make these even denser and heavier, therefore creating more damage. However, I could also make one that is just as heavy, however, uses my property of turning things to stone. So if somebody gets hit by it, not only will they be knocked down, but they'll be turned to stone. And if it isn't, so that means I can incapacitate enemies from a far distance." It seems that not only do you learn quickly, but you also learn to, well, you also learn to think ahead. Looks like I didn't even need to teach you that one. You don't need the future to see the promise going ahead, don't you? No, I don't. As he gets a random call, as he says, "Hold up, sir. I'll take this." As he gets a call, and it's the person he was not expecting. As he saw Paolo's number, and he says, "Sir, what's up?" As it wasn't Paolo, it was um Mei Hatsume. It's like, she's saying, "What's up, Hatsume?" Um, "Oh, nothing much, Senku. Hey, would you mind going on a date with me this Saturday?" Wait, hold on, slow down. What? A date? Yeah. Well, why? Well, this thing, I kinda have interest in you. It's like, that's very direct. Well, I've been told I'm kinda blunt. Sure, why not? I finished my study on Saturday, so well, I finished my study on Friday, so Saturday works for me. As he says, by the way, if you just want my phone number, ask it from Paoletta instead of stealing his phone. As he can hear Paoletta in the background saying, "Hatsume, give that back now." Is it just a minute, sir? Look, just get my number off of Paoletta and do not grab his phone again. You know how he is about people looking into his stuff. Okie dokie. Well, I'll see you on Saturday then. As well, she hangs up the phone and says, "That girl's a bit wild. However, she is quite creative, so I like that about her. Never thought she'd be the direct one." As, Nada just wonders, "And what was that about?" "Oh, I just got asked out on a date." "Hmm. Well, you're quite blunt about it, aren't you?" "Well, she didn't hint anything, and she just said, she openly liked me and wanted to ask me out on a date." "Hmm. Well, it seems that you find people that are quite similar to you wherever you go. And I never told you this, but I also decided to enroll you in my agency, not only for, well, not only for educating yourself, but because I saw your ability to lead. You don't, you don't outright show it, but to people directly. But it seems that after spending these past few days with you, I can see your ability to lead, ability to mentor. You tell people what was right and not right to do in situations. You helped Bubblegirl point out, well, you pointed out a mistake to Bubblegirl's filing. You help encourage others. You don't realize you do it, but you're a natural leader. That's why I chose you. You invigorated everybody, you gave everybody confidence and hope. And that is the real reason why I chose you. I figured it had something to do with that. But you shouldn't look too far from yourself, sir. Well, I think of myself as potential that's already been wasted. The day I was born, the day the quirk was already obsolete. It's powerful, yes. However, it's got nothing on the new generations. Eventually, we're going to lead to the quirk singularity paradox. They're going to get too powerful for our bodies to contain and eventually destroy us. However, that also means that the day we're born is the day our powers are set in stone. No pun intended. Yes, I understand where you're coming from. So I wanted to give the new generation some hope. I I like to help guide people. Even if it is not the benefit of myself, it is benefit for society. I like to help. I don't like to help lead. I find that a bit boring. But I like to help show people the true potentials that they do possess. It's how science is. We push for better, more innovative solutions. So therefore, I push to put a brighter agenda on in the future. And this is where I'm going to leave part 5 to what if Senku was in My Hero Academia. Yeah, sorry for the shorter part. It's just I wanted to leave the whole date and ending of the work study for next part. But yeah, let me know if you want more parts of Senku or Swamp Thing, because I like doing it because it's just fun. Okay, it's fun. That's all I can say. It's like Pokemon. It's a series I like doing, and my whole character is based around Senku because people say I'm a mad scientist. So yeah, there's a personal attachment to that. But anyway, let me know down below if you if you want to see more of this content, because I understand not many people like continuations. Like and subscribe, I guess. Don't have to, don't feel forced to. Yeah. Well, without further ado, I'll see you later.